up, y'all? Welcome back to the ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. I'm your host, Isaiah. And y'all, the Washington Commanders have traded for four-time Pro Bowl cornerback Marshon Lattimore for the New Orleans Saints. And I absolutely love this deal for the Washington Commanders, man. I would give them a grade of an A++ for this trade because although they paid a hefty price to acquire Marshon Lattimore, they gave up their third and fourth round picks in next year's draft, y'all. Who cares about those picks, man? Because they just upgraded what was probably the biggest weakness on this roster, which was the cornerback spot. And they just add an elite cornerback, y'all. Marshon Lattimore is the guy that since he entered the league in 2017 has been one of the better cornerbacks in the league. He's super consistent, man. He's very physical in the run game. He's not afraid to tackle. We know Commanders head coach Dan Quinn, he's a defensive-minded head coach, so he loves his cornerbacks to be very physical, very aggressive in terms of tackling. And then he brings that aggressiveness, y'all, in coverage. I mean, Marshon Lattimore is the guy that you can put on the island, and he can absolutely shut down an opposing team's number one wide receiver. And so now when you look at this Washington Commanders defense, they already had a pretty solid front seven. You look at that linebacker core, man, Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner. You look at the defensive line, you got Deron Payne, you got Jonathan Allen, Dante Fowler, Dorrance Armstrong, Johnny Newton. So now this defense looks more complete, y'all, than it did before this trade. So again, I really love this trade for the Washington Commanders, man. Their GM, Adam Peters, he has done a phenomenal job of just totally changing the outlook of this franchise. I mean, talking about, y'all, for the past 2 decades, the Washington Commanders, they've been one of the worst teams in the league. They've been one of the worst run organizations in the league, and now they actually have a direction. Adam Peters, he's a very good GM. Dan Quinn, he's a very good head coach. They have so many young guys making contributions on this team. Obviously, their rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, y'all. So I'm telling you, man, watch out for the Washington Commanders. I don't think they're going to be an easy out in the playoffs. I know they got a lot of young guys on this team. They do have some really good veteran talent. Scary Terry McLaurin, Austin Eckler in the backfield, Brian Robinson Jr., and then now on defense, Marshon Lattimore, again, Frankie Louvu, and Bobby Wagner. So I really like this Commanders team. For the New Orleans Saints side of things, y'all, I think this is a great trade for the Saints, though, as well, because the Saints, they're 2-7. They're on a 7-game losing streak, and we know the New Orleans Saints, they desperately need picks. They really need to rebuild this team through the draft. They keep every single year trying to rebuild this team through free agency, y'all, and that's really put them in some bad places in terms of their salary cap situation. So now they got a third and fourth round pick in next year's draft. Hopefully they can find some really good players with those picks. But y'all, again, in my opinion, man, this is all about the Washington Commanders because now they have one of the best cornerbacks in the league to go along with elite offense. I mean, we already know the Washington Commanders have probably a top 5 offense in the league. It was just their defense, y'all, that needed some help, particularly their secondary. They have one of the worst secondaries in the league. Well, now having Marshon Lattimore, does he fix everything? No, but having him, y'all, is definitely going to solve a lot of their problems because now Dan Quinn doesn't have to worry about, okay, I really have to put so much trust into my defense line and my linebackers to create pressure because I don't have a very good secondary. I don't have a single corner, that's seen as a lockdown corner in the NFL. Well, now he has that in Marshon Lattimore, y'all. So I cannot wait to see, man, how Marshon Lattimore fits in with this team, how he's going to help them on their playoff push. I'm telling y'all, do not be surprised if the Washington Commanders end up in the NFC Championship game because right now, I think they're the second best team in the NFC. I think only the Lions are better than them. Now, you got a lot of good teams in the NFC. You got the Falcons, you got the Packers, you have the Rams, you got the Philadelphia Eagles, y'all. But I really do believe that the Washington Commanders are the second best team in the NFC, right behind the Detroit Lions, and they definitely have now improved their team by adding Marshon Lattimore, again, one of the better cornerbacks in the league, man. And I'm telling y'all, man, don't be surprised if the Commanders end up making a lot of noise come playoff time, man. So there y'all have it. This was another episode of ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. Remember, y'all, laughs good messages. What? Make sure you get your daily dose. Y'all know I'm in it, man. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.